Shalom, my friend. You are sitting there with a heart that feels like it is made of lead and a mind that is constantly buzzing with the frequency of why me. While you watch the world around you drift into a sea of mediocrity, and you are wondering why you have been singled out for struggle, why your path is more difficult than your neighbor's, and why your bank account remains a barren desert despite your prayers and your frantic hustle. You work like a slave, you think like a victim, and yet you have this deep, nagging sensation in your soul that you were destined for something gargantuan. You feel like a king who has been kidnapped and forced to live in a peasant's hut. I am telling you right now that you are not crazy and you are not unlucky. You are suffering because you are participating in the greatest mismatch in spiritual history. You are a chosen one who is trying to live by the rules of a commoner. You are a high-voltage power plant trying to run through a doorbell wire, and you are wondering why your life is full of short circuits and darkness. Today, I am going to stop being nice to you. I am going to stop treating you like a child who needs a lullaby, and I am going to start treating you like an anointed strategist who is currently being robbed in broad daylight. We are going to talk about the law of the chosen one, the uncompromising, absolute spiritual code that governs the 1% of people whom God has designated as stewards of the gold. I'm going to reveal exactly why 99% of people, including you, right now, are fundamentally, spiritually blocked from wealth, power, and influence. It is not because God is testing you with poverty. It is because you are violating the very law that was designed to protect your anointing. You are a mental midget when it comes to the physics of the kingdom, and you are suffering because you refuse to understand that chosen is not a title, it is a separation. If you are not separated, you are not chosen. If you are common, you are replaceable. And if you are replaceable, the universe has no reason to fund your existence with millions of dollars. Today, we are going to perform a total high-voltage reconstruction of your identity. By the end of this video, which you must watch until the very last second if you have any desire to reclaim your stolen mazal, you will understand how to stop the commoner infection from killing your destiny. I am Rabbi Boaz, the Torah Life Strategist, and I am here to build your palace because you have spent enough time living in the mud. Let us begin with the concept of Am Segula, a treasured people. In the Torah, to be chosen means to be set apart. It means that you no longer have the luxury of laziness. It means you no longer have the right to be normal. Most of you are desperately trying to fit in. You want to be liked by your common friends, you want to eat the common food, and you want to participate in the common complaints about the economy. You are trying to be a normal guy with a billionaire's anointing. It is a frequency collision that creates a spiritual wall. God cannot bless a chosen one who is hiding in a crowd of randoms. The blessing is looking for a distinct target, but you are camouflaged in the gray energy of the masses. This is why 99% of people are blocked. They are frequency blind. They think that faith is enough, but faith without distinction is just a wish. The law of the chosen one dictates that your internal structure must match your external assignment. If your assignment is to build a dynasty, your structure cannot be built on the opinions of people who can't even pay their own rent. You are asking the master of the universe for the treasures of darkness, but you are still afraid of what your broke cousins think of you. You are a vessel problem. You are asking for a waterfall of abundance, but you are holding a thimble that is filled with the dirt of your social circle. The reason you are struggling is not because the money isn't there. It is because you aren't qualified to hold it yet. You haven't passed the audit of separation. Let me look you in the eye and tell you the cold, hard truth. God is currently blocking your wealth as an act of mercy. If He gave you $10 million today, With your current, commoner habits and your leaky plumbing, the money would destroy you. It would fuel your ego. It would attract more parasites to your table, and it would ultimately lead to your spiritual and physical collapse. The blockage you feel is the governor on the engine. It is the universe saying, "Not yet," because you aren't a master yet. You are still a tenant in your own soul, allowing every mazal poisoner to walk through your front door and plant seeds of doubt. We are approaching the 10-minute mark of this absolute emergency audit, and I can see some of you are already looking for the skip button because the truth is too heavy for your small shoulders. You think that being chosen is just a nice feeling you get in church or synagogue. It is not. It is a system of requirements. You are currently a broken vessel who is asking for the gold. This is why you must get the Mazal Reconstruction. This ebook is my digital manual for the chosen one. It is the only blueprint in existence that shows you how to identify the hidden leaks in your life, the people who are stealing your anointing, the items in your bathroom and kitchen that are acting as poverty antennas, and the genetic blocks that are keeping you from your throne. If you are serious about this, if you are done being a mental midget who is satisfied with the crumbs falling from the table of the elite, you need to go to the link in the description right now and get the Mazal Reconstruction. Use this video to understand the law, but use the ebook to build the infrastructure. If you don't get the book, you are essentially telling the universe that you are happy being a commoner and that you prefer the struggle over the dominion. Don't be that guy. Stop being cheap with your own destiny. Get the Reconstruction Manual now, before the gates of judgment close on your current cycle. Now, let us move deeper into the law of conflict. If you are truly a chosen one, you have a target on your back that is visible to every negative entity in the spiritual realm. In Kabbalah, we call the negative forces the Sitra Achra, the other side. Their primary objective is not to kill you, it is to disrupt your frequency. They want to keep you in a state of survival mode so you never have the clarity to execute your mission. How do they do this? They use the people closest to you. They use your relatives to leak your plans. They use your friends to plant seeds of doubt. They use your common habits to blunt your intuition. This is the social sabotage I warned you about in my other videos. You are a billionaire in training, but you are allowing poverty prophets to sit at your dinner table. The law of the chosen one requires you to have a sword of separation. You must be willing to be the villain in the story of the mediocre so that you can be the hero in the story of your descendants. 99% of people are blocked because they are too nice. They prioritize social harmony over spiritual anointing. They would rather fit in at the family reunion than stand out in the kingdom. You cannot have both. You cannot be a social butterfly and a Lion of Judah at the same moment. One requires you to be liked, the other requires you to be feared and respected. If you are seeking the gold of the chosen, you must accept the solitude of the chosen. You must stop touching the unclean. You must stop sharing your sacred secrets with people who have common ears. Every time you tell a commoner your plan for greatness, you are inviting the Ayin Hara, the evil eye, to audit your progress. Their jealousy acts as a spiritual tax that slows down your manifestation. This is why your deals fall through. This is why your sure things turn into maybe some days. You are leaking your power through your mouth. Silence is the first requirement of the elite. A billionaire doesn't talk about what he is going to do. He shows you what he has done. He understands that anointing is like a gas. It expands to fill the vessel, but if the vessel has a hole, even a tiny one, the gas escapes and the pressure is lost. You have no spiritual pressure. You are a vented vessel. You talk too much, you post too much, and you care too much about the opinions of people who don't even have a pot to piss in. Reconstruct your wall of silence. Let us talk about the biological law of the anointing. Your body is the temple of the gold. If you fill that temple with scavenger food, dead chemicals, and resentful energy, you are short-circuiting the divine connection. The 99% are blocked because they eat like slaves. They consume instant gratification slop and then wonder why they have brain fog during a negotiation. They fuel their bodies with the frequency of survival and then ask God for the frequency of dominion. It doesn't match. The anointing requires a high-frequency fuel. You need living water. You need anointed seeds. You need sanctified meals. You must treat your kitchen like an altar. If the person cooking your food is a mazal poisoner, you are eating their failure. This is the forbidden law of energy contamination. A chosen one must be meticulous about what enters his blood. If your blood is pure, your vision is prophetic. If your blood is impure, your vision is blurred. You are missing the hidden riches of secret places because you can't see past the smoke of your own poor diet. The billionaire class understands this. They don't eat common slop. They invest in their biological infrastructure because they know that their mind is their money. If the mind is dull, the money stops. You, however, are trading your destiny for a donut. You are a mental midget if you think you can bypass the laws of biological resonance. Look at your life right now. Look at your bathroom. Look at your kitchen. Look at your bedroom. Are these rooms sanctuaries of the chosen, or are they storage units of the common? If your house is messy, your mind is messy. If your wallet is full of old receipts and crumbs, your finances are full of debris. The universe follows the law of fractal patterns. As above, so below. As inside, so outside. As in the small, so in the great. If you cannot manage the small order of your own nightstand, the master of the universe will never entrust you with the great order of a multi-million-dollar corporation. You are failing the micro test, so the macro blessing is being withheld. This is the spiritual audit that is happening to you every single day. The 99% are blocked because they are sloppy, they are lazy, they are common. They want the billionaire result without the priestly discipline. It does not work that way. The law of the chosen one is a law of merit. Not religious merit in the sense of being perfect, but strategic merit in the sense of being ready. Readiness is a physical and spiritual structure. You must reconstruct your environment to be a magnet for the gold. You must exorcise the poverty magnets from your home. You must seal the leaks in your social circle. You must sanctify your body. When you do these things, you are broadcasting a new signal to the heavenly court. You are saying, I am no longer a commoner. I am a high-value steward. I have a palace ready. Send the gold. And when the gold sees a palace, it gravitates there naturally. Money is an energy that hates chaos. It abhors a vacuum. If you create an ordered vessel, the money must fill it. It is a law of spiritual physics as real as gravity. But most of you are chaos magnets. You attract drama, you attract debt, and you attract broken people because you are vibrating at their frequency. You are choosing to stay in the 99% because you are afraid of the weight of the crown. The crown is heavy. It requires you to say no to the people you love but who are draining your life. It requires you to wake up at 3 a.m. to speak the word while the world is sleeping. It requires you to invest in your own reconstruction instead of dumb toys. Are you ready for the crown? Or do you just want to talk about it? You have been watching these videos. You have been nodding your head, but you haven't built anything yet. You are still a spiritual tourist. You like the vibe of Rabbi Boaz, but you aren't doing the work of Rabbi Boaz. The 99% are watchers. The 1% are builders. Which one are you? If you are a builder, then you know that a building requires a blueprint. You cannot wish a skyscraper into existence. You need to know where the pipes go, where the electrical lines run, and how to seal the foundation. This is what the 99% are missing. They have faith, but they have no architecture. They are spiritually blocked because they are structurally deficient. You are trying to hold a billionaire's anointing in a beggar's life structure. It is going to collapse. You need a total reconstruction. You need to understand that the anointing is a high-voltage current. If you don't have the proper wiring, the proper habits, the proper circle, the proper mindset, the anointing will fry your soul. This is why many people who get rich quick end up in a pit of misery. They had the money, but they didn't have the law of the chosen one. They didn't have the mazal reconstruction. They were amateurs holding professional energy. Do not be an amateur. Be a pro. Be a strategist. Be a lion. This is your final warning for this video. The law of the chosen one is moving across the earth right now. The judgment is getting stricter. The distinction between the 1% and the 99% is becoming a chasm. You can no longer bridge both worlds. You must choose. You can stay in the safety of the 99%, where you are liked, where you are common, and where you are broke. Or you can cross the bridge into the 1%, where you are vetted, where you are exclusive, and where you are wealthy. But crossing that bridge requires you to leave the cargo behind. You must leave the genetic anchors, the used clothes, the social slut behavior, and the poverty food at the gate. You must enter the promised land with a pure vessel. This is the only way to double your income and multiply your influence in the next 12 months. The universe is waiting for your decision. It is waiting for you to sign the contract of separation. But you are still hesitating. You are still looking for a loophole. There are no loopholes in the law of the chosen one. There is only adherence or rejection. If you reject the law, you reject the gold. It's that simple. If you leave this video without taking action, you are confirming that you are part of the 99% who are destined to struggle. You are choosing the blockage. I am giving you the key right now. The key is to reconstruct your mazal. The key is to stop acting common. The key is to build the palace. This is my hard and aggressive final call to action for this video. You have two choices today. You can keep watching videos and hoping for a miracle, and you can continue to leak your anointing to every parasite in your life. Or you can take the sword of separation, you can seal the vault, you can kill the need for validation, and you can get the Mazal Reconstruction ebook right now. This is not a sales pitch, it is a lifeboat. If you are too cheap to invest $50 in the blueprint of your own soul, then you deserve the poverty that is coming for you. I only want to talk to the remnant. I only want to talk to the lions. If you are one of them, then you know what you have to do. Click the link in the description, buy the manual, start the reconstruction, and for the love of the Creator, stop acting like a random guy. You are a chosen one. Start behaving like it. You were born to be a head and not a tail. Lead your life, rule your home, dominate your finances. The 99% are spiritually blocked because they chose comfort over calling. Don't make the same mistake. Your calling is the gold. Your comfort is the pit. Choose the gold. Reconstruct your mazal. This is the only truth that matters in this chaotic parasitic market. It is the surge protector for your destiny. It is the filter for your energy. It is the roadmap to the billionaire altar. If you leave this video without taking action, You are confirming to the universe that you are a lost cause. You are confirming that you prefer the social dopamine of a beggar over the economic dominion of a king. Don't be that man. Be the man who closes the door, shuts the mouth, and builds the empire. Every billionaire I know has a vault of silence and a code of distinction. They don't participate in the common. They define the elite. This is the secret. It's not about how hard you work. It's about how distinct you are. And distinction requires separation. You cannot be anointed and common at the same time. Choose your frequency. If you vibrate with the 99%, you will always have the 99% result, debt and stress. If you vibrate with the chosen ones, you will have the chosen result, peace and overflow. Clear the circle, perform the extraction, reclaim your anointing, and for the love of the Creator, get the blueprint. The poverty infection is aggressive and it enters through the common. The reconstruction is more powerful, and it enters through the chosen will. You have been warned, you have been instructed. Now, do you have the character to act? Or are you just another mental midget who likes to watch wealth videos while his life falls apart? I think I know the answer, but I want you to prove me wrong. Go to the comments and write, "I am one of the chosen." Then go to the link and get the book. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. Now get to work and stop being blocked by your own mediocrity. Shalom.